So the next thing is I'm going to tap into now the B2B side of it. This was concept building. So as a company, we do B2B consulting, product building, and platform. That's what we do. And we also have our preferred way of working is joint venture partnerships. If you are a medical, educational group, real estate group, we like to handshake because all we do good is AI. So if you are a real estate, which we build a lot of platforms, we like to partner with you. So these are a couple of the platforms which we have built. Real estate AI is executed in Singapore, Thailand, Cambodia. Rehab AI, which is in App Store right now, and Fashion AI, a couple of the popular ones, but we did a lot of other things with the US Navy, GE, so which is not a what you call product, but it was pure consulting. So a scenario of organization on the Gen AI side will look something like this, where they have their team, everything is happening, and some intelligent, like as Ankit was saying, that he wants to build something like this for his organization, and a frequent dashboard, frequent performance, Q&A. These are basically conversational bots which can take your existing data, existing website, and customize the response based on what you guys do. We built something around that. So one of the things we do is build custom AI solution, ROI focused, innovation and ethical practices are already, we are very innovative and we consider all those things. We have a high-end research team. We are partners with here Chapman University to get more PhDs if we need, but we have a couple of them on board, data scientists and NLP engineers. The standard AI process, this is not Gen AI process for people who are trying to make decision which direction to go. We do data collection, pre-processing, modeling, evaluation, and deployment. With Gen AI, a lot of things have much better. In terms of data collection and prep, it has become more better because of semantic and synthetic way to look at data. Modeling is what kind of business problem you are solving. Is it a classifier? Is it a regression model? Is it cross-function? Those kind of things. And evaluation. So it's a standard process, like if you are from the software world side, like your SDLC or waterfall method, this is the AI development method. Gen AI, this is the one which is exciting, and a lot of people may be new to this one. So in Gen AI, how to build a large language model and application around it, we have few stages it goes through. Number one is feedback, LLM, retrieval, prompt engineering, as I was explaining more, but let me go detailed diagram. So this is a process where, as Ankit was asking, he want to use his enterprise or his own personal data and not let anyone know about it, or is not disclosed or has to be kept private. So that input goes into pre-processing phase, and from there it goes into embedding and vectorized database. Then it taps into, sorry, mouse is killing me. Then it gets into the LLM, and from there it comes back by the filtration of large language model, whatever template you pick, to the bot and the user. So what's happening from the technology point of view? You have a PDF or you have a bunch of PDF, you split them into literally chunk the document, we call splitter, and you vectorize the document into a vector data set, which are numbers. And then you will add some kind of a top layer to understand the indexing part if you want to, you don't need to, on that document. So you have 100 PDF, and you can chunk by line, you can chunk by paragraph, you can chunk by page, however you chunk it. If you want to maintain the relationship of chunking, there's one choice, you have it. But if you don't do it, it's not a problem. So that's the first part. When you get the input in the data, then what you do is you vectorize that input split, and then you put into a vectorized database, which will take care of embedding. So embedding is understanding the relationship of your chunks where it will understand, okay, section A of the data is related with section B is related with section C, or page 1 is related with page 2. And then you store it in a vector database where it can be stored in cosine similarity, in tangent way, or in dot product way, which relationship you want to vectorize from. And then you build something called a semantic search on top of that. So when you put an input or output, it will go through that data and pick an intelligent portion of the chunk and feed it in the large language model. As I was saying, the prompt is the part of the large language model. So you'll define the prompt template, in what way you want to feed to the large language model and what way you want the output. So that's what is happening here. Prompt went to the query and it brought back to the bot. So this is the way you build large language applications. Now, from the enterprise point of view, you have to consider all of it. Optimization, observation, deployment, cognitive architecture. So these are the components involved. I explained the integration component, model IO, retrieval, and agent tooling. That's the one I explained with RAG. So if you are trying to build an application around this, so there are few ways these are approached. One is the cost-saving way as an entrepreneur. Another is a revenue growth way. So you can automate repetitive tasks, optimize some, supply chain or your processes. You can do some energy efficient, labor efficient work. That's the cost saving. Revenue generation, you can improve the customer experience. You can analyze the customer churns very well and do some marketing product improvement, optimize the strategy to increase your business value. So all this thing is possible through this process. Value creation, customer AI solution, ROI focus and innovation with ethical practices, as we say, we do this very flawless. Now, where we fall in the enterprise cycle, I'm for a mid-sized company or very beginner, it's a different story. But mid-sized companies nowadays, they have a vision for themselves and AI vision. So strategy goal that they take care of is all the first layer is done. We come in the middle where we fast track the AI build. So quick win, strategical use cases, make a prototype for it, and then immediately deploy in your existing platforms or build the new processes and systems for you. So that's the middle part we play very well and very fast. So this is our focus as an TDM. If you have an application, if you have a business application running, we can adopt that and increase it. Or if we have to build from the scratch, then we do that too. Another common questions I get is, should I build versus customize? ChatGPT took so many years and billions of dollars, so I will not recommend you guys to start building your GAN at that level. But there is Hugging Faces community, which is now building people like us who build their own gangs and GAN models and train them and put there. You can tap into it and take some pre-trained model and start playing with it. It's an open source community. You can modify it and put back to the open source. So that's smartest and fastest way to tap. Or you can get into GPTs, which has some cost into it, and you can tap into those too if you want to build that way. Couple of the applications we have built. This is an Italian real estate bot. I will show you live where this is coming in Italian language. It was able to translate before in English, but the customer itself restricted to Italian. So that's why we are showing in Italian language. But what you can do is look up a property here. I'll show you live too. Create a brochure if you're selling a property, analyze the investor document, and summarize all this thing together. You can create a flyer, brochure, all those things. So this is a LLM application. The second one, which I was talking, is we built real estate AI for almost 4 years now. So this is Phnom Penh, Cambodia, where we have built evaluation process for real estate. This is how it looks like from the map or backend point of view. Like you have Zillow or Realtor in US. So you go and pick a map, put the property type you want to evaluate, and it will give you the numbers. The good news here is Realtor or Zillow does not have economical data and projections. We do. So what we were able to do here is we were able to take something called POI, point of interest, because Asia is way different than what our very well planned cities are. There's shop house, there's a temple next to it, there's a mall next to it, and there's some shit also next to it. So how do you evaluate an asset there? So we took POI, point of interest, what makes that property valuable more than the comparable, which is number of bedroom, bathroom, and this and that. We also did a local economy poll of the data. How good is that region doing? And tied up with the national GDP growth rate. And we were able to predict especially for the land, right? You want to say that it will grow 30% a year or something, or what's the best use of land? We are trying to bring this technology in US, and we started the pivot process this year. So we'll see how it happens. This has been a great work for us. This one I'm going to again show you live today. This is the medical app. We're using multimodal to understand the skin part and what are the recommendation. It's not final, it's not out there because it's medical, but we are working on it, and what kind of preventive care you can do. The third one, which is in the App Store, we built it in 2019 onwards, is a drug rehab. It was not generative AI. We will soon convert to it. It was a dialogue between a person who is addict and how he stays sober. So the way we approach it was that time called natural language generation, which ChatGPT does right now, and asks the right questions rather than responding to it. It is done through a hardwire way, I call it, through dialogue flow. Now we are trying to change it through Gen AI. That's our third deployment. And the fourth one is a makeup app. We build it where you upload I can show it live today too, where you upload a woman face, and we will be telling what kind of makeup based on the model she's booking it, she need to get that look. So if you upload this one, this app will recommend you what kind of things you need. We are also working on something called Ready No Code Generative Platform, where now we understand the way AI is going is you will not need a lot of like full-time engineers to maintain simple things, right? So we kind of understood the flow in the very early stages. RAG is the one which I said here is how we build the large language model, but if you see more than 80% effort 85% is in the chunking, retraining, repurposing, getting the response from LLM, and then from there fine-tuning and customization is about 10%. Reinforcement, human interface, which when you do chat GPT, it also learns from your input. So there's a penalty and reward process. So this is an architecture which plays around in building the applications. So this is the final one. So what we did is there was interest conflict in the name, what we picked, so kind of graded. We have a backend where we are trying to now build a knowledge base where you can now upload your content like this with different webhooks, URL. We are working on it, it's work in progress. And from there, you can pick the model, what model you want to fine tune with, and then add some users. It will train it and make a conversational app out of it. It is per plan-based and SaaS kind of a model. Now, how do we consider ethical? This is one of the things which I get when we do semantic data generation or synthetic. How do we take small data and make applications out of it? So here, what you're seeing is this is a real data: organization, privacy, confidential risk, financial risk. We took that and we replaced with something else. So this is how we are able to maintain that. From enterprise strategy point of view, We help as a management consultant too, where I especially take a role where I guide your team, lead it through, design it, and possibly hand over to you guys or uh, built by us. So we have strategic alignment. We have platform build, identified the opportunities together, and industrial. We just recently got a request from uh, uh, I will not name the company because it's not done yet. It's a big one at Rancha Cucamonga, where they are doing B2B for industrial oil and mining side of it. So it's in process. That's another opportunity. So that's what we do on the enterprise level. We can also help you to build your own models, GAN models, which we do flawless. Especially have done the medical one, and now we are doing the makeup one. This is what you need if you are an enterprise or thinking about as an entrepreneur to start something from different models are explained here, labeling synthetic tool-wise, but this is what an building ecosystem look like. Just to give you a big picture. Again, ROI versus revenue. This is, I can send you the calculator. Automate and optimize and improve the efficiency versus customer focus outputs can also be obtained. A couple of the technologies which we are very proficient, machine learning, deep learning, and NLP, which is growing crazy. We build the facial recognition is an OpenAI computer vision product. SoberBuddy is a deep learning product, and medical, which I'm going to show, are Gen AI products. That's pretty much it. Any questions?
How do we collaborate with your organization? I think you guys are doing some exciting things.
Yeah, thank you.
As a data, I mean, I'm trained in data science from Berkeley,
Mm-hmm.
and have extensive experience with all these use cases, business use cases with large companies like Cisco, Palo Alto Network, and these companies.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, you can. I will drop my phone number and an email. We have outreach also. People, my team will outreach to you, or you can drop it in the chat, and I'll make sure I have it. That's the first. We do one-on-one meetings where we understand our requirements or what is in the table, right? And then from there, that's the process. So we'll do first step is Zoom one-on-one meeting, and from there, whatever comes out. Make sense? Hello?
yes, I can hear you. Yeah. Do you have your email address or contact
Yeah,
that you can put it in?
yeah, Ankit, I'll definitely send it to you, or I'll put it in the group too.
Thank you.
So it has two versions, dumb version and an expert version. I'm doing a 5-grade version. It will describe very clearly what this is and how to preventive care. It's processing, so it gave you the output. Sorry. Did very fast compared to what I'm running on CPU. So you can see that findings and the next steps, physical exam is required. Recommended diagnosis is this one. So those kind of things. If I make it a medical expert level, that was down version, the output will be different. So it says very specific skin infection caused by bacteria. It also say Impigo, usual antibiotics, pills. So it's very simple, but behind the scene, there's another things involved. And this is in like making phase right now. I was able to take even the eyeball. Curiosity was to detect some diabetic use cases. It's slower because I'm doing on my CPU on my laptop. I'm running from my local. Yeah, so it gives you all this detail. Says this optical well-behaved margin, next step, clinical evaluation, patient has maintained regular, blah, blah, blah. So it gives you a little bit more descriptive kind of a thing. This bot is hosted on the GPT itself right now. If I say, give me, it will give me in Italian. Give me 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 650 square feet, condo apartment, it's Irvine, California. Even I spelled it Irvine wrong. Windwood Glen, it gave me the price and everything. So you don't need to go and now Google most of these things. You can get it from here. You can also upload property analyst documents, another thing. So this is another one. So already I showed you guys here. And then this is our Asia one, where you can select the property, all this information, feed it here and get the prediction around here. So that was few of them. What else I need to? Yeah, product discovery is here. You can upload an image here and run possibly. I don't have a makeup image. Any questions from anyone while I'm doing it? Let me go through all of it again. Walter White, can you speak a bit about generative AI with software development? Walt, can you explore, specify a little bit more? So if you're looking this from, can you speak a bit more about generative AI with software development? Yeah, if you're looking to get into the AI engineering side, from the learner's point of view, AI concepts are needed to be learned, like NLP, machine learning, yes, classifier, at least regression models, embedding, and then you need to learn how to understand GAN, understand how it works behind the scene from the learner's point of view. From the software developer's point of view, you use co-piloting. If you are a software developer, you possibly know it, how to use co-piloting. From the skill building point of view. From application building point of view, if you want to build software to test or software to do another code, they are very common use cases. Code generators, you can use generative AI to the way you generate the text, you can do code generation out of it. For testing, you can use it by creating semantic and synthetic data, where you are able to create your use cases based on the persona you give to the large language model, and it will run and automate your test processes. From the design perspective, if you are trying to design an application and you want to particularly do some kind of restructure or re-architect the design, I do not know myself if you can feed up an architecture and it will pick it up. I have never tried that, but possibly it may be possible to run some simulation around that by diffusion models. So that's what I can say. If you elaborate more, I can be more specific. Question, do you have a list of software that integrate ChatGPT or similar bots to your website? Most companies install ChatGPT-like bot to train on their data. Yes, we have different kind of, you mean the integration, right? Um, you can integrate anything to to GPT as long as Zapier integration or one of those tools is allowing it. It's just a simple API call. You build your interface or you have something intermediate integrator platform. What is Hugging Faces and Llama? Hugging Faces is a community where, let me share, open Hugging Faces. So this is a community where you can have all this. Let me see if I can log in. If I remember my password, still say. I don't have my password here. That's so strange. I don't remember now. Let's see. Anyway, if you go here on the Hugging Faces, you see these models. These are some pre-trained models built by people like me, where
You're not sharing your screen. Sorry.
Oh,
sorry for jumping in.
No, good. Otherwise, I was talking to myself.
Yep, thank you.
Okay. So this is Hugging Faces where you can go. This is an open source community where you have models, people like who have built models. Like, for example, you want to know text-to-text image models, you can find that text-to-image. So different models are been built by people like us, and they put it here. You can go and literally consume it, call it. If you open, for example, any one of them, 50K users, shows you all the details, what that model is, what are the checkpoint, what is the code base. You can utilize and build application around it. Stability diffusion is using base model as stable diffusion. And what it does step by step. You also get a data sets to play. So a couple of data sets. You get spaces where you can build your own application without hosting anywhere. You can host it too. So that's another. So you have this. This is not very efficient, but it's a marketplace where you can literally upload your application. They charge you a high thing. I don't know if this is running. But exciting, right? There's many ways to experiment with almost no cost. This is nice. I'm seeing it myself first time. This so it recommended if this woman can wear this shirt, you can just take and build an application around it. It is more involved than it's a diffusion model. It's more involved than what it looks like here. You need to know a little bit more and possibly put time, but this is exciting. Cool. That was about LangChain and what is the LangChain and how does it apply to Gen AI? LangChain is here. LangChain is a framework, wrapper, software, whatever you want to call, build up for AI application, and best way to look at it, Google this. You go here, you get all the documentation. This is the best place I found out, to be honest, where I go and explore. It's so simple and very well defined. This was part of my presentation too. So you have a way to start with. If you're a software engineer, possibly your focus will be RAG models. And if you are on the enterprise side deploying end-to-end, that will be what it will be. Model selection, prompt, the one I was talking, how RAGs are built. So RangChain is a framework which help you to wrap all this thing around. Go and explore here more. Any recommendation, good chatbot integration with the website? LangChain is the place to start if you are trying to build it by yourself, and it's a conversational bot, and use the RAG model. Like this way, it's going data connector, loading, transforming, embedding. This is all AI, by the way. So you can build and assemble, but to make it effectively, you need a little bit expertise on AI side or take help from someone who knows it. That's pretty much it. I think I covered all the questions. Anyone, anything else? Thanks for the LinkedIn, Ankit. We'll stay in touch. If not, then I would love to sign off and spend some time for myself on Sunday. Thank you again for joining and giving me your time.
Thank you.